There's roughly like 3 million security professionals in the world. We know that there is more than 3 million open positions. So roughly we need to double the security specialists and experts we have today. So, and what we want to do is to help industry to get the new talent in by training not only security people, but also to go to the IT people, network people, developers, and enable them also to learn fundamentals of cybersecurity. So then we don't just like defend, but start to build systems in a way that they are defendable. If we think back of how we built capabilities 5 years ago, 10 years ago, then it was mostly classroom training. And that's pretty important to understand how the concepts work. But you can't really like train pilots just purely in classroom. You want to give them hands-on practice to make sure that they understand what to do when there is a crisis. So we believe that the same applies to cybersecurity people and cybersecurity teams. They really need hands-on experience how to deal in crisis. And that in two levels. As individuals, so had to understand how attacks work, how defense work, how to use tools. But now we see that even more important is make sure that the entire team can work together in that crisis situation. So what we built is a platform you can pretty much like emulate attacks in real network with the real networks with the real security tools, and that gives that unique experience to the security teams to handle the crisis, to understand where they actually are and what they need to do to improve.
I think the thing that sets cyber aside from most risks to business is just the fact that it's borderless, it's boundaryless, and just the sheer speed of things that are evolving. The digital landscape, used to move at a relatively predictable pace. Now with cloud, you don't have to be in IT to adopt cloud. The business adopting cloud all the time to enable the business to be successful. The cyber teams need to be able to respond at a pace that's appropriate to that. A platform like RangeForce is critical to that because, again, the content for developers is going to change all the time. The products that they use, the technology that changes, and equally for IT infrastructure teams, for the cybersecurity teams, because that technology is changing so rapidly, having a platform where that content is constantly being refreshed and reiterated is so important. The cyber sector, you can see lots of reports, 3.5 million open vacancies for cyber expertise globally. I think to a degree, we've caused that problem because we've continued to sort of perpetuate this specialism, this technical specialism. To get into the cybersecurity world, you need to be, deep cybersecurity expert. But in reality, that's not true. I mean, you can teach cyber skills. Actually, in many respects, what you're looking for is people that can bring diversity of thought. Cybersecurity is much like safety. Everybody's accountable for cyber. So traditionally, people have looked at the security operations center or the cybersecurity team and said, you don't need to worry about cyber, they're going to deal with it. That's completely flawed. Actually, every employee in an organization, every third party who works for an organization has to feel accountable for cyber. And we have a duty of care in terms of the cybersecurity teams to empower those people through raising their awareness, and that's through training.
We need to make sure that we got good teams in security operations centers who can actually support and use that technology. How are we going to build up capabilities of our security operations center teams, security teams, as well as IT people, because they are the ones to build the system. And I really believe that if we can, understand how to do that and can do it systematically, then it, is going to change the way cybersecurity works for us and how effective is our defense line.